player.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt, I am the American-Canadian Gamer, and welcome to something new for this channel. This isn't really anything that I've ever done before, put on the making process of a Forge map up onto this channel. I have put one Forge map on here a long time ago for a Halo 4 map making contest that didn't really go anywhere for me, but I haven't done anything with Forge since then, which is really weird because I love game design, and I love amateur game design, and I love making things like this, and I've just never really made it a point to really do that, and I want to do that a lot more because it is something that I do enjoy quite a bit, and I have been working hard to learn how to use the Forge in Halo 5 efficiently because it's probably the best that Forge has ever been, and it's really been difficult for me to learn how to use it, I'm not gonna lie. So that's what this map is me forcing myself to learn how to use this Forge. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this series. Don't really consider this a part 1. This is more of a test run for me to find my groove, figure out how I want to talk about what I do, the processes, the methods that I use, the decisions I made, all of that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and just start off with the map that we're doing right now. This map, I'm calling it Bastille. It is the first full map that I've ever really created that I actually think could at least be played casually, and I don't think it's really competitive in any way because there wasn't really any plans or methodology that I used to set out to make this map. I literally was just taking pieces, putting them together, and seeing what would come of it. And you can see me right now, I'm laying out really what I'm calling blueprint pieces. I'm using the basic walls, basic blocks, and I'm building the layout of the map, which I do go through later and replace with real walls and other things like that. But for the moment, I'm just getting the size scoped out and the layout scoped out, and that's what I'm doing right now with all the different pieces that I'm placing. And this map didn't really have any major design focus. It just kind of started around me stealing part of a map from another game. I stole the, rocket spawn section of Unreal Tournament 2004's DM Rankin, which some of you might recognize where the windows are stacked up and there's 2 ramps. And then in that area you go up ramps and you can find an area where you drop off and find super armor, which is where I place an overshield for a little bit on this map. And I started with that. And granted, this map has warped way more away from that original setup, but I needed a starting point and I wasn't having any luck with any form of inspiration, and so that's what I started with, and I just kind of started building the map out from there, trying to find different points of elevation, pathways, trying to figure out different ways to make this map fun and interesting, but I didn't want anything big. I wanted something good for free-for-all. That was kind of the main goal with this. I wanted something good for free-for-all. I do end up putting in support for, of course, Team Slayer, Capture the Flag, Strongholds, and everything else, but I wanted it to have a very Quake-like feel. A free-for-all Quake-like feel where it has power-ups, powerful weapons, there's lots of elevation, little tunnels, stuff like that. Nothing too cryptic because a lot of old shooters like the Deathmatch Classic, like Quake 1's kind of maps had really cryptic areas and stuff like that. I didn't really want anything like that, but I did want to have an almost old school feel to it because Halo is basically just a slightly slower version of Quake. It really does hold that arena shooter bloodline to it, and I really wanted to capitalize on that. So this map, I decided from the very beginning, this map would have both an overshield and a damage boost. Basically a mega armor and a quad damage from the Quake series. I wanted to have those on the map. And so that's what I did. I put them in different areas. I really did make it a point to make sure that you could not quickly and easily grab both of them. So you have to do kind of a jump, a boosted jump to get to the damage boost, and you have to go up a grav lift onto a platform to get the overshield, and you can get from one to the other, but you have to go around a lot of stuff in order to do it. So that way you can potentially get the overshield and damage boost, but in a match where there's more than like 4 people, chances are you're not going to be able to get it. Maybe if you go for the damage boost first, but it'd be really hard. I made it a point to make it possible, but not likely, I guess is what I'm trying to say with that. And you can see me right now going through and replacing the kind of pieces that I put in as the setup, and with pieces that are larger and meant to fit more, look more uniform and look better than all these little tiles that are kind of placed together. I'm doing that right now, and I kind of built that, how do I want to say this? I'm watching it live right now. The area I'm working on right now is where this grav lift overshield kind of spot is. And I wanted to have that kind of small enclosed tunnel off to the side like that, and I wanted to add an angled roof to it so that I could mix up the geometry a little bit, because a lot of Halo maps, they fall in, well, Forge maps, I should say, they fall into the trap of being square room after square room after square room and connected by hallways and a lot of other stuff, and I wanted to try to avoid that as much as possible, which I didn't do very well, but I tried to, and adding a geometry, an angled geometry for that roof, I think was a way to offset that a little bit, just from an aesthetic perspective. Not a gameplay perspective, but an aesthetic perspective. And here I'm going through what I wanted to do with those blocks. I ended up just making it a couple of ramps over there as opposed to anything else. In this hallway here, I'm putting in these boxes because I wanted something to block off that hallway, because I didn't want someone just to be able to turn the corner and just be a sitting duck wide open. I wanted to have something that they could move from one corner after they turn the corner, duck behind the boxes, and they would be able to put fire on somebody that was down the hallway or whatever was around that area. Just a little bit of cover I tried to put around, and I did end up putting that Hydra on the map that I see there. I didn't want to put a rocket launcher. A rocket launcher was something I originally kind of decided on, but the rocket launcher on this small map I felt would have been way too good, so I decided against it. I felt like the rocket launcher would be almost unfair. The Hydra is much more tame, and so I decided to use it instead, and I put it on the lower section. At one point I had it on the upper section on top of the ramps, but I actually moved it lower because there is this philosophy in map design, especially with Halo, where when you get a weapon, you don't put it in its most advantageous position. Like sniper rifles, you don't put them up on high hills. You put them down in low areas and then make the person have to go to these areas, fight for them, then take them to advantageous positions. Otherwise, you just camp this awesome upper area with a sniper rifle the entire time. And so I put the Hydra down on the lower area so that people would have to grab it and go up and do things with it. And you can see right now I was playing with the lighting and going in and out and testing things out and messing around with it. And I did end up removing the roofs, because the roofs were creating too much shadow. Because I did put this map really high up, a lot higher than I should have. A mistake I won't make again, and it made it really hard to place the upper pieces. But I ended up putting this roof on top because I wanted it to kind of feel enclosed, like there was a high ceiling to it, but it ended up creating too many shadows, so I had to go into like the Nova effect of the map to make it brighter on the inside. But no matter what I did, it was still just a little too dark, and I could have added the effect of making it dark, then adding clouds and making it kind of foggy on the inside, but I didn't want that. I wanted something bright and open, and so I do later on down the road take off the roofs and use blocks to kind of block off some of the upper ugly sections to make it look like it's kind of part of a bigger facility than what it really is, like it's a section of a larger area, which isn't something I really think I didn't do all that successfully. And you can see me testing out all the different cameras and stuff like that right now, which took me a little while to figure out, but I eventually got it. I got it eventually, and actually the video I'm watching, I actually kind of have to extend it a little bit. So now my audio probably won't sync up with anything, but that's okay. Another couple of minutes won't hurt anything on that. So if the audio is a little out of sync, it's because I had to extend the recording, because I've actually had to go through, I shrunk everything down as much as possible and put all the video clips I collected together, and it was an hour and a half. So I rendered the hour and a half and shrunk it down to 20 minutes and rendered that, and now I shrunk this down to 10 minutes, and now it's gone up to 12 with what I'm watching here. So I just extended it to 12 to have just a little bit more time to talk about it. And I guess I can talk about the different things that I've learned from the map making, maybe, or should I keep? This is why I'm doing this video, so I can figure out how exactly I want to do this. I mean, I did learn that the biggest problem that I have with the Forge is actually the scaling, is what I have the most problems with. I am really bad at looking at an area and say, oh, this is about as big as a Spartan is, or this is high enough, or this hallway is wide enough, or whatever. I'm really bad at that. I end up making the maps so much larger than I actually realize I'm making them. I almost wish there was an option just to scale everything completely. I know that's stupid, but I wish that was kind of a thing. And no, I don't think that that's necessary to do. I'm just complaining because I have trouble doing that. That is really the biggest thing, and from now on, I do need to go through and make sure that everything is a better size than what it is. So I ended up actually using that to the advantage here, where I was able to create different paths because I had more room to work with. Like, there's two upper platforms, and I was able to take pipes and create a path to go from one side to the other, kind of on the side that you can use. I put a DMR up there. I have the sniper rifle over here that you can pick up and use, and because of the slightly larger size of the map, the sniper rifle actually fits very well because there is actually plenty of long sight lines that you can utilize with it. And you can see where I was putting the damage boost up there. Oh, what else do I want to say about this? Really, once I got the basic pattern of the map down, the rest kind of fell into place. The hardest part of the map is just figuring out your basic layout that you want to utilize. And once I did that, I really did make it so everything fell into place rather easily. It actually kind of started logically linking itself together. I kind of hopped into the map a lot and ran around and thought, what directions would a player take if a player was in the map right now? What would they do? And then I kind of built around that, kind of messed with it in some areas and complemented it in some areas. And now you can see I'm going through and adding different decals, trying to make the map look more than just a collection of blocks and cylinders, trying to actually add a level of dimension to it that is more than just, oh, this looks like a Forge map. I wanted to make it look less like an actual Forge map, even though that's kind of really hard to avoid, and make it look more like an actual map. And I'm trying to figure out, yeah, you can see right here I'm starting to take off the roofs, and I'm starting to mess with the different lighting and figure out exactly the aesthetic I want to go for. And then the problem I had with the roof, removing that, was I actually used that to hide a lot of stuff. So then I had to go through and create kill zones and soft kill zones like I'm doing right there, and put things in different areas to try to mask what I had done, because I was relying on the roofs to do that before, relying on these covers to protect this area from the people seeing things, and now I had to go through and place blocks everywhere in order to do that instead, which you can see I'm doing right now, placing all these large blocks to block off areas to make the map look quite a bit larger, not larger, but make it look like a real area compared to what it actually was. And now, actually, once this is done, I actually should hop into the match and show you. I'm going to turn on my Xbox right now, and we'll hop into it, and I'll actually just give you a quick tour of the map and talk about a few other things. I like that. I like that idea. This is a good start. This is a good start to everything. I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Bastille. This map, well, obviously Bastille is a French term, but it actually comes from the name of a map in Turok Rage Wars, where you fight from a boss in Turok Rage Wars, actually. And it's a more memorable moment for me in that game, so that's kind of where that name came from. But you can see this is really a small, condensed, almost one-room map where really anything will be able to happen in a good free-for-all match. I really did think I nailed the free-for-all kind of size and everything pretty well. There is the support here. The blue team and the blue flag will spawn there, whereas the red team and the red flag, well, the red flag spawns here, but the red team spawns here, so that there's better contest for weapons like the Hydra right here, or the neutral flag and the neutral stronghold right here. The red spawn might be problematic. They might be better off like up in this area, but like I said, I haven't been able to playtest the map yet, and that will come in the future. It'll only take time to figure that kind of stuff out. Now, let's go through some of the things here. First of all, I did mention the overshield and damage boost. Here is the damage boost on the weapon pad, as is the overshield over here. The overshield, the only way to access it, you actually have to go back into this hallway back here, which is, here's those boxes I was setting up so that you would have cover, along with a battle rifle right next to them. You come to this caution room, and you go up this lift, and it's right up here waiting for you. So there's really nothing super advantageous to grab it. You have to go out of your way to get it, and then jump down into the battle to be able to use it, is kind of the idea with it. And these blocks right here, I had to put these blocks here because this grav lift right here, if those blocks aren't there, it actually makes you hit the hard kill zone, because it is that close to everything. Actually, if I just, oh, maybe, did I move it? I must have moved it. Well, never mind. It's just a little further up than I thought it was. Anyways, you can't really reach these right here. I have tried multiple times to try to get onto these things. You can't unless you're in Forge. So nobody's going to be able to sit up there and camp up there and do any shenanigans. And you can see the damage boost is over there, and it takes a while to get from here to there and vice versa. So it is possible to grab the damage boost, go this way onto these pipes here, which is the connector between the two, grab the DMR that's sitting up here on the way, and you can get to this damage boost, and it doesn't take long, but when you factor in the fact that there's going to be multiple people in this game, and you're also running through a wide open area, high traffic areas to get to it, if you're able to grab both of these, good for you, but chances are it won't be possible, especially with the red team spawning right here. Somebody's going to go up the stairs and come right for it, whereas the blue team gets access to the overshield right away. So that's those kind of main power things on this map, those main power-ups. Now, the sniper rifle does spawn down by red team. The red team does get the close sniper rifle spawn, which I did end up putting this enclosure right here, which I think looks really good. I like this. It's like, hey, look, there's a sniper rifle here. So you can come down here and grab this, and here's one of the strongholds, and of course the flag area with a nice little star to mark it. And when you come up this direction, the emergency exit, you will find another battle rifle laying right here. I believe I have plasma grenades right here, and in here is the concession stand style room. You got the vending machines, the bench, and on the bench is a shotgun. So I think the red team spawns in much better circumstances than the blue team. I think that's something I have to work out. But I mean, the blue team does immediately get this battle rifle. There's a storm rifle over there and the overshield up top, and the blue team also has a beeline for the Hydra, which is right down here. And also there's a plasma pistol right here, and as I said, there is a storm rifle right over here. And the blue team also can make a straight run for the sniper rifle over here because they spawn in these sections right here, so they can actually get out their magnums and go down this way and shoot at people trying to take the sniper rifle and grab it for themselves. And they can actually probably almost get there before the red team does, because the red team either has to go the long way down those stairs over there, or they have to come out this door and expose themselves. Like I said, this map hasn't been play tested. It is not competitive in any way, and I wasn't trying to make a super competitive map. I just wanted to make a map to learn how to use the Forge in this game. That was literally the only goal I had when I set out to make it. I'm glad I at least made something that looks semi-playable. And I have lots of ideas now for other maps, but I did want to at least put out my first creation, put it out there for people to play. I am going to find a way to get this online before this video goes up so that people can take it and you can download it and play it and do whatever with it, modify it in your own Forge and do the other things that you want to do. And let's see what it looks like with all the actual lighting of the game. I don't think it's as bright as it looks there, which I am okay with. Yeah, it's just a little darker, but it was much darker than this before. Like, I like this. This is like the perfect level for me. The perfect level of darkness. Because there's just a couple shadowy areas that you can really go and run and hide into. And the area back here is a little dark and mysterious and all that, but it's not this super dark shadow where someone can just easily hide from everything that's happening, and it makes the signs glow a little bit more. So these, I should change these colors, but at the same time, I don't feel like it. I think I'm going to leave them as is. Anyways, that's Bastille. Like I said, this is the part that was kind of taken from DM Rankin right here, was these ramps that go up the sides up to like a big window stack. That's from DM Rankin. I've ended up putting the Hydra down here instead of a rocket launcher, which I think was a better decision because I think the rockets would have been too good on this map. And then this little kind of curved inverse platform is something I added, as well as I don't know what else. I think that's really all the basic changes that I really made, but you can see this map is really, there's lots of room to run. It's really big, and that is the problem I have, is scale. So definitely lots of things that I learned, stuff I can work on in the future, but overall this map was a good learning experience. And if you haven't really made a Forge map but you really want to, I do highly recommend just making one. Just start and make it, and you don't have to share it if you don't like it. Plain and simple. So you just get out there, make one, and go to town with it. Go from there. You don't have to make a great map, just make one. And eventually you'll learn more and more, and like, I have so much more that I still need to learn about this, and it's different things I can do. And I already have multiple ideas that I'm going to start working on pretty soon here because I did really enjoy this. Oh, and there is a drop-down section down here for Blue Team with a Needler right here. I forgot about this. Their overshield was originally right here because this is also kind of from DM Rankin, that drop-down right there. But I ended up putting a Needler there instead and putting the overshield in an area where it's much harder to utilize. You have to get up to it and then come down with it. So, that's it. This is my first map. It's not great, but it's mine, and I'm proud of it. And I hope all of you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this process. Again, any kind of feedback would be greatly appreciated because I do want to make these videos better. Feedback for the video, not for the map. The map, I'm not going to change much on it if I change anything. But for the video, yes, definitely want some feedback because I want to do this more often and I want to make sure the videos are good. So, any of that would be greatly appreciated. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I seriously just lost my train of thought, so I'm just saying goodbye. See you later. Hey everyone, I really hope you enjoyed me going through this map that I made. I really enjoyed this process. I like this a lot. I love Halo 5's Forge, and you can expect to see a lot more of this in the future. So if you did enjoy this, don't forget to like and subscribe for more to come. And if you click on the top video in the annotations over here, that will take you to a live commentary of Big Team Battle, and the lower annotation is part of my Hearthstone free-to-play challenge, which I really need to get back on. So, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. My name is Matt, and I'll see you next time.